Hello, folks. Tim here again, coming at you this time from Classic World of Warcraft. Yes, I play World of Warcraft. Yes, I play Classic. Alright, so the server I am on is Ashkandi. Jesus. Part of the server cluster with Mankrik, Pago, Windseeker, and I think two more. My character's name is Kynen. He's a level 60 Night Elf Hunter. My guild is Disposable Heroes. I am the guild leader. And I'll tell you how it came about. So when I came back to playing for Dragon's Blight, I didn't really like Dragon's Blight all that much. So I was like, screw it. I'll go and dabble in Classic. And about 2 hours into playing the game, I got a random invite to a guild. And when I joined, they had just formed. There was like 16 people in it. And, the people were funny and I started to have fun. Next thing I know, like 3 weeks later, there's 3,000 people. So we had three full guilds. And, that was cool. Gave tons of people to play with, tons of people to run stuff with, right? I'm just riding around for something to do while I talk. And, it was great. And then the guild leader, he said something, and everything with him was me and mine, right? So he said, I don't want to raid, but if people want to raid, they're going to do it my way. It's my raid, it's my guild. So he kind of went full douchebag. And there was a mass exodus of all the level 60s that were helping people get leveled up so that we could start raiding. And, it made him miserable. It hurt his feelings when, dude, you caused it yourself, right? But, um, he stopped playing, and me and a couple other officers, we kept the guild going. We got us back up to, 3,000 people. And he logs the guild, the guy that owned the guild, he logged in one Sunday afternoon, didn't say anything to anybody. He disbanded all three guilds. So I was doing something. I got up to go get coffee because, I'm a coffee fiend. And I came back, and all of a sudden I wasn't in a guild. And he had disbanded them all. So um, basically, out of that, grew three guilds. The other two, I want to be diplomatic when I say it, but they were the leadership of each of those guilds were shady people. Like one of them used to sell stuff from the guild bank for that guild to the auction house so they could buy gear, right? I don't want to play with people like that, right? I mean, you want to be a scumbag, that's fine. Uh, so I was just gonna stop playing, right? Like it really bothered me. And then we got talking, the people that didn't join the other guilds, and we're like, let's form our own guilds. And I said, all right, let's do that. I'll be the guild leader if anybody doesn't mind. Nobody minded. And basically, that's we started Disposable Heroes. Not only is Disposable Heroes my favorite Metallica song, but it seemed appropriate, right? Like uh, that other guild leader cast us aside like we were disposable. So that's where the name came from. And that has probably been one of the best decisions in a game that I have ever made because we have managed to assemble the the greatest, best guild I've ever been part of in any game. Period, hands down. Um, we have great people, we have great character people. Everybody's helpful, and we grew the guild, and we all, a bunch of us got to the point where we could start raiding. Well, we didn't have enough people, we couldn't fill the raids, so we made a partnership with another guild. That guild leader and I became friends. She's an amazing woman. Um, that entire guild was like a perfect complement to our guild, and we had so much fun. So we just let me try this again. We just recently merged together. I'm excited talking about it, so I'm like tripping over my own words and stuff like that. But yeah, so our rating is the most fun I've ever had rating in any game. We take it serious enough to clear content, but not too serious where nobody's yelling at each other. Nobody's insulting anybody. Like, you watch videos and people, the raid leader's like, "Oh my God, are you guys freaking stupid?" No, you talk like that to your own guild, that's a problem. But yeah, this isn't to bash other people. So yeah, we ended up merging. We have cleared a crazy amount of content. I'm gonna kill this guy just because I can. But yeah, so we've been clearing content at a pretty good clip. Once we partnered up, we started clearing ZG, Zul'Gurub, and AQ20. And once we got those on farm, we moved on to Molten Core, which didn't take us long to do our full first clear. And now we have it on farm. We've progressed through and beat on several occasions Blackwing Lair, but Blackwing Lair, some days you just everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And now we are working on AQ40. We did our first AQ40 this past weekend and got to Hoo Hoo, whatever you want to call it. So we got there, and that was a good weekend. That was great for our progression. We did have to pug a few people in, but that's okay because they fit in perfectly well with us. I even try to recruit them because that's what I do. So there's a joke amongst the officers in Disposable Heroes that most people are out, farming stuff that they can sell for money, farming materials, and they're like, nope, not Kynen. He's out there farming people because I go on these recruitment runs a couple times a week where I go out and I ride around the zones like I'm kind of doing now, and I will, put up a guild message for invites and pick up 8, 10 people at a time. So that's a lot of my game time is spent doing guild maintenance. So if you take a look, we have 20. So it's 10:30 at night. We have 20 people online. We have a total of 298 members. Now, probably half of those are probably alts. So, um, so we could, let's safely just say we have like 125, 150 members. And everybody gets along great. Anybody that's a douchebag does not last long with us because we don't tolerate that sort of behavior. Um, I haven't had to remove anybody from the guild for behavior or anything like that. So, that's been a blessing. But with our rating, hands down the most fun I've ever had rating. That's probably it for bragging about my guild. So the reason I'm making this video is because I'm going to start recording our raids and putting them up as videos. So this weekend's Blackwing Lair, I recorded most of that. Um, so I'm going to break those down and start posting those.
What can I do for you?
Oh, let's fly back to Stormwind so I don't have to do that later. Um, you know, I'll give you some other background. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Um, I started playing originally back in vanilla. I raided, and it was a lot of fun. When the Burning Crusade came out, I quit. I quit playing. I don't remember why. Um, but I didn't play Burning Crusade, and I didn't come back until the end of Wrath when Deathwing, was it? Uh, Destroyed everything. So I came back for Cataclysm, and my son and he came back with me, and we built a guild on the Nessingwary server. And I don't want to say we were hardcore, but we were like a semi-hardcore progression guild. So we cleared all the vanilla content, cleared out Burning Crusade content, uh, made our way through Wrath, and we got to Cataclysm, and I started to feel burned out on raiding. Well, at the same time that I started to feel burned out on raiding, so this was about Firelands. I think we were progressing through Firelands, and we had a guy in the guild that just decided he wanted to be a douchebag, and he tore the guild apart. People were leaving. Like, I'd go to work and I'd come home and we'd be missing 10 people, and this is our core raiding team. So that kind of soured me on everything. And then, raid burnout, so I quit the game. Well, fast forward a few years, and my son says, "Hey, Dad, let's go back to World of Warcraft." Now, my son's 30, and I said, "No, I don't want to do that. I told you I'll never go back to playing Warcraft again." I was so soured on it with the guild drama that I just didn't want to do it again. And he's like, "No," he's like, "They're resetting the game with this new expansion, Dragonflight." And I said, "What does that mean?" He's like, "Well, they're fixing everything." So I said okay, and we decided he couldn't get his account back because he didn't have his authenticator. So we're like, "Oh yeah, we'll just start new characters." Well, I ended up playing, and he didn't. So I built a new character on a new server, and I was playing along, and it pushes you into Battle for Azeroth, which, man, I wish I'd have played during that. So for Battle of Azeroth, all I've done is the troll stuff, and I unlocked, um, what are they called? The Volpera, the little wolf people. They're adorable. I want one as a pet. But yeah, so I unlocked that, and then I got into the Dragonflight content, and I just wasn't feeling it. I'm not entirely sure why or anything. I wasn't feeling it. So I said, screw it, let me go check out Classic. And that brings us to where we are today and everything I've already covered. All right, folks. Again, I just wanted to introduce you to my character, introduce you to my guild, give you some background. I am not the best WoW player, which you are going to see in the raid videos I make. I'm mediocre. I'm middle of the road, right? Serviceable enough to get the job done. So I've got my hunter, and then I have a paladin I'm working on. I have it in my head that I can actually make a tank paladin work. I know that I can't because of limitations. Um, I know this. So I don't know why it's showing that, considering I'm not using a shield and a mace. I'm using a two-handed mace because I want retribution. And probably, so we're lacking paladins in our raid, so I'm thinking that I'll work on leveling up this paladin. We got a few hunters that just got to level 60, so that's very exciting. We're basically funneling them gear. Um, so I'm thinking of giving us another healing paladin, which I think will be awesome. Um, and that's where I'm going. I plan to play the new season of new SOD, so I'm probably going to be making some videos about that and sharing some videos from boss fights and raids. Yeah. All right, folks. I'm going to head out. I've taken up enough of your time. Everybody have a good one, and I'll see you next time.